What's going on, folks? Hope you're having a wonderful night or day. My name is Sir Medieval if this is your first time on the channel. Today I wanted to talk about a game that has inspired me and is currently running a fundraiser on Kickstarter called Star Reach. If you haven't heard of this game before, just going off the baseline description, it's a sandbox science fantasy MMO where you explore deeply simulated living worlds in a shardless galaxy. You fight aliens in action combat and live in a fully player-driven economy full of peaceful and non-peaceful ways to play. You and your friends can also govern a planet. I'm sure it's no secret that a game like this doesn't necessarily fall in line with the theme of my channel, the theme of my name even, but I'm not actually making this video for me. Although I will admit that one of the things that has been on my MMO bucket list for the longest time that has yet to be crossed off is being a part of a space sandbox MMO just like this. I haven't ever backed Star Citizen. I was always so worried that it may never come out, and I was very much intimidated by all the packages that it had and how expensive they could get, because knowing myself, eventually I would have wanted to get something much more on the higher tier. But even though I haven't backed that game, I have played a load of fun space games like No Man's Sky, even some on the MMO side like Elite Dangerous and EVE Online. But I never really got fully integrated with those MMOs, and as I get older, that's something that I really wanted to change, at least once. And one of the reasons that Star Reach looks so perfect for me is it's being created by Raf Koster, who is a well-known game designer who worked as the lead designer of Ultima Online and the creative director of Star Wars Galaxies. Both are games I'm sure a lot of people have heard of. Me personally, these two are some of the main games that I really wish I experienced back in their prime. I was lucky enough as a kid to experience RuneScape back in 2003-2004. The apartment complex that I lived in had an office building where people could sign up to use the computers, and every day I'd go over, since I didn't have one for myself at the time, and sign up to play RuneScape all day long. My name was all over that freaking list. And I got lucky that that was my first ever MMORPG in the online space, and after that I even got to experience vanilla World of Warcraft, which was really fun, but there were so many that I ended up missing that I didn't really know about until much later on. So for me, Star Reach, especially with the amount of passion and detail that Raf Koster and his team talk about the systems and the game itself, is a way to get some of that Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxy experience and cross that off my bucket list as well. But like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm not making this for only myself. For those of you, again, if this is your first time on my channel, I was actually lucky enough in the fall of 2023 to be graced with the beautiful baby boy that's been blessing me every single day of the week, and I've actually been drawing up a massive list of games, movies, TV shows, anything at all from my childhood that I really want to share with him, and see what he likes in addition to that to further bolster it. But for the past 6 months or so, I've been noticing that he's been gravitating a lot towards anything that's spaceship related, space-based. He just loves all of it, any and all of it. And one of the things I'm thinking of, if it works out, is being able to share this game as one of the first MMO experiences he encounters. But on top of that, I've been thinking of combining it with other ideas I've been getting from the community during my live streams. And the main idea I have been getting is pitching the idea of gunning for one of those higher tier Kickstarter packages that we can all make use of. I actually have a friend, if you've been joining the live streams, I call him Altair because that's what I know him as in previous games, and he already has a Nebula package, which is a $2,000 package that's going to allow him to claim an entire planet from the very start of the game. As long as his plans haven't changed, the last time we talked he said he was going to have his planet be set as PvP so that people can defend the resources on it, and it would be open to our community alongside others, of course, to be able to coexist on it. But what he suggested I try to do is try to get people together to go for the highest tier package in Star Reach's Kickstarter, which is $10,000. I think, especially with how much time I've taken to even get to this point of making this video, we probably won't have enough support or people to even get near that. I've unfortunately been extremely busy at work and haven't really had the time to sit down and research through all of this to get a video like this going, but now I do. So I think as a community or anybody that's interested in backing this, we wouldn't be able to gun for the 10,000 one, but maybe we could go for the 5,000 or one of the other ones before that, even the 2,000. Although I'm not sure if the $2,000 pack is at its limit for claiming a planet. It shows that there's 19 backers on it, but it doesn't show that there's a limited amount of backers like the other packages are. So worst case scenario, if that's the lowest one we're able to get to, that'd be extremely fine. Or if we have to go lower than that, we can also get whatever packages we can afford, like the 5X Ranger tier, which gets 5 people a property pass, a unique emote for your pet, a fortress shield skin alongside other cosmetics, a lot of cosmetics essentially, and then we can utilize that alongside guilds that I've been in contact with and I'm already in contact with now, like Death and Taxes, that are interested in Star Reach. So the way that we set this up is, firstly, I have created a GoFundMe that's limited at $5,000, and if we were able to reach that tier, which is the one I'd really like to get for us, we would get 9 Traveler tier passes, which would be the $250 pack in the Kickstarter, which would come with the property pass of 4 months, and going by the Kickstarter, it would allow you to build a homestead or become a long-term landowner in general. The company's been having playtests the past 6 months, and even now they're holding them, and I was able to jump into one today, and it looks like when you start playing, you have the ability to create a camp, which is what you can use as a respawn point point or to craft different items in the benches it gives you. This is also one of the only places aside from a homestead that you can utilize to change out your skills or tool belt, and you're given the option to turn the camp into a homestead, which makes it more permanent since camps are given a time limit when they're first put down. But you can reset this time limit by going in and interacting with it. In the Traveler tier, you would also get a robot dog companion that can help you track enemies and warn you of danger. It can also adopt a special appearance that is only offered in this Kickstarter campaign. You get a gravity mesh, which lets you fly across planets with low stamina costs, an extra pet slot, alongside the ability to change the effects of the gravity mesh to only be something that's available from the Kickstarter. And the way that we would split this up if we're able to reach this tier is I would ask each of you that are coming to this video that are interested in donating based on what I've said so far to put either your Discord name, Twitter handle, anything where I can contact you from the donation page to keep you up to date and in the loop on anything that might be going on with the pledge, anything that might be going on with updates to the planet that we'll get, and most importantly, to be able to deliver those 9 packages amongst the highest backers. I would like to save one, if it's okay, for my son when he grows up, just in case he does end up liking the game. And the second one I would like to save for Altair if he wants it, if he does give us access to the second planet to be able to build ourselves up, or to give people an avenue to PvP in, whether it's fighting against any enemies that should come to his planet, or fighting each other potentially, depending on how he wants to run it. But for the planet I'd like to make for this community, I would like to make it player versus environment, and I'll get to why in a little bit. What would additionally come in one of those packages is a guild starfighter, so this one would have a custom model plus a guild skin, and it says that all the people we bring, which I'm assuming all the 9 people, would get one. It also comes with a guild spacesuit with an approved logo. That's something we can work out later. I'll probably create a Discord for the community, and what I've done in the past, like when I helped Exiled Legion lead a community in Anvil Empires, is we let the community come together and create their own version of logos, and we also threw our own into the mix too, and we had a straw poll where people could vote on the next one that we had available for the guild. Another thing we'd get if I was able to reach this tier is a property pass for life, which I'd probably use for a community building, or if we needed to use it for the hall that's used to manage the planet, I'd do it for that too. The second thing would be being able to claim a planet. We could choose a climate and a planet type, have it named after us, and assume immediate governance of the planet when the game launches, although I have an idea of what I'd like it to be called, I'll tell you in a second. An in-game title, which is guild patron and the Discord role. Being able to reserve a guild name, 1 launch party ticket and goodie bag, which I'd probably give away because I don't think I'd ever be able to take time off of work to do that. A thank you physical postcard signed by the team, which is something I probably would give for my son, and a digital plaque in the Hall of Heroes. Same thing, I'd give it to him. Now, I mentioned how I didn't think that $10,000 would really be attainable. If for some magical reason we were able to reach that with this GoFundMe, I'd definitely go for it, of course, and then split the rewards with the highest backers in the same way. If we had to go for just the Nebula Surfer tier, which would give us access to claiming a planet, which is the main thing in all this, anything that I'd get extra, I'd try to contact the developers to see if I could purchase additional packs or create secondary Kickstarter accounts and then do giveaways like I do through Gleam usually, and then send people the details. And if we can't get to any of those tiers, I'll take the best one I can get, split the rewards with the highest backers again, and then try to do the same thing, additional Kickstarter accounts or additional packages. Now, when it comes to actually talking about Stars Reach itself and what kind of planet I would love to be able to claim, I'm thinking that because Altair has a PvP planet, but even if he wasn't planning to play on launch for any reason, the best way to ensure that it's a planet that can stand the test of time is to make it player versus environment. One of the things that makes me think this is that the game is still in its very early stages, and we don't know how all the systems will work when it comes to launch, and although it's entirely possible that even on PvE planets people could do something to try to ruin your planets, I think going with it as PvE and giving people a peaceful planet to play on might be the best thing for the idea that I have. I would love for it to be a central trading hub, maybe one of the trading capitals of the galaxy. I think we could gain a lot of popularity and make a lot of waves doing this. Also, the developers have talked about how planets need population to be able to survive. Apparently, the developers regularly do Q&As through the Discord channels and whatnot, and one of the people that's been following the game pretty closely has told me that planets will have health bars, and this health bar can be impacted by the wildlife because the wildlife themselves can actually populate out of control if you don't deal with them and take over your planet. This could also likely be impacted by players. That same person actually said that his plan for his guild is to bioengineer deadly plants on one planet and then bring them over to another like any of their enemies, and then have those plants run wild to take over theirs. So as far as the planet's name, and I don't know why I can't get this out of my head, and I hope nobody's going to be put off by this, but I remember this controversial game that you had to pay real money to do just about anything in, but also if you played it and got really lucky, you could earn real life money through, although usually people didn't, called Entropia Universe. This game is also famous because I remember it being included in one of the videos that showcased some of the most expensive items ever sold in a game before, for real life money rather, and an inspiration that I got from Entropia Universe was one of the planets called Planet Calypso. I don't remember it fully, but I think this planet had a lot of Greek themes in it, and I think that makes sense because the name Calypso from Greek mythology, and I remember that every planet was unique in its own way in that game, and that planet in specific had more medieval themes in it, despite the game itself being more sci-fi. And that's something that, if possible, for some reason I would really love the idea of recreating here too, but also having it be a central trading hub as its primary focus. But that doesn't mean that people that are interested in fighting won't be needed, because like I said, if you don't keep them in check, the animal population can spiral out of control and take over your planet. Also, if Altair is able to combine with us and have his PvP planet next to ours, the PvP players that live on his planet, if needed, could also use ours as a trading hub alongside a safe base of operations. But that'll also be possible for any of the planets that are in our vicinity. For now, this is going to be the only video that I make on this game. I would want to see what the community interest is, and I'm also playing other games in the meantime too. But after we reach whatever goal we're going to and I make it official on their Kickstarter, I'm going to make another video with the next steps and probably another Discord where we can communicate and start bringing other people under our wing. But for now, folks, thank you so much for watching, and even if we don't reach the goal, I'm still really excited for this game and excited to share this with my little one. The GoFundMe will be linked below. I've already pledged myself to one of the packages as a start, and I'll catch you next time, folks.